Yo, CFC, Riz Blue, back with another video. And this is my Al Hilal versus Chelsea Club World Cup semi-final match review. And Chelsea won 1-0. Come on, come on, come on. One step closer to lifting the Club World Cup. The only trophy that we haven't lifted as a club, and that will complete the set. And it was a very frustrating game, if I'm honest with you, man. It was very frustrating. We had a couple of chances. Lukaku could have scored within the first, 15 to 20 minutes, but he couldn't reach the ball. And sometimes I just wonder, like, if his positioning was better, he could have got onto that. He just needs to work on that a little more, man, because that's letting him down. Obviously, he did score the goal that won us the game, but it was down to, let's say, the defender from Al Hilal not knowing that the ball was going to come like that to him and just land, and then it came off him and then landed at Lukaku's feet, and all he had to do is put it into the back of the net, which isn't hard to do. Anyone could have scored that. So for me, even though we won the game, it was very, very frustrating because, yeah, Al Hilal were just sitting back and not creating that many chances. Just like most teams do against Chelsea, they're just ready to pounce on the counter-attack. And there was a couple of times where they could have nearly scored, but thanks to Kepa making some good saves and Thiago Silva making a good block, and also his position in the box where a cross came in, if he wasn't there, Al Hilal would have scored, or could have possibly scored. I doubt Kepa would have saved that because it was from close range. But thanks to Thiago Silva's positioning, he cut that out. Thiago Silva needs to show Lukaku how to be, we just need to position better in the box, because his positioning most of the time is just perfect. He ain't in the wrong place at the wrong time. He's in the right place at the right time most of the time, 9 times out of 10. And that's the reason why we rely on him so much in his defense. So yeah, man, like I say, I'm trying to give credit to Al Hilal because you guys played very well, and honestly, I didn't expect the game to be as like back and forth as it was. When I mean back and forth, I'm trying to say that Chelsea, I thought we were gonna run away with the game. Let's say run away, but at least score 3 goals. But we ended up just scoring 1, and that's just down to the way Al Hilal set up. You said they have a couple old Premier League players in Nagalo and Mateus Pereira, who was very annoying for Chelsea last season because he got at least 3 goals against us last season when he played for West Bromwich Albion. But today, he went on anything like that, and that is very, very good because, you know, once it's 1-0 for a long period of time, you're going to think to yourself that, they're going to score. Especially after the referee didn't give us a penalty. Andreas Christensen was wrestled to the ground. Like, a corner came in, he's getting wrestled to the ground, VAR is there, but they don't give a penalty. I don't understand how. I really don't. But as I normally would say, referees are out to deny Chelsea the opportunity from winning big trophies. And like, it was just a good thing that Al Hilal never scored after that, because then I would have been very mad. I would have been very mad, because we could have had another chance to score a goal and from a penalty kick. And more time, you know, Jorginho wouldn't be missing that, even though he wasn't on the pitch at the time. But whoever's going to take that, I doubt they would miss. We very rarely miss penalties, especially this season. So yeah, it was just a good thing that we didn't end up conceding. But I have to give credit to, obviously, Kepa Arrizabalaga. You have been outstanding since Edouard Mendy has gone to African Cup of Nations. Big saves in many, many games, and honestly, I never expected you to be this good. Like, it was always worrying when Mendy was going away, like from during the start of the season. We was always getting to this period and think to ourselves, could Kepa be even half as good as Edouard Mendy? And to be fair to you, he's been showing better levels than he has been prior to last season and the season before. So hats off to you, Kepa. You've had a very good game. I'm happy for you. And like I said, Thiago Silva as well, big game player, man. Been at the right place at the right time. If you weren't in certain positions, Al Hilal would have scored and it would have been long. It would have been long. But also have to big up Kai Havertz as well. Very, very good runs. He's the person that created the goal for Romelu Lukaku, even though it wasn't his direct assist, but without him, we wouldn't have scored the goal to send us through to the final of the Club World Cup. And also you have to big up Hakim Ziyech, who for me in the first half was running the show, and not a lot of crosses, take-ons. He's taken on many defenders. Like, I love the way he just moves about, creates space, finds people. It's very good, because things like this is the reason why we wanted to sign him from Ajax all those years ago. And it just feels like that each game he's getting better and better and better. And honestly, I'm loving it, because this is the time where we need all of our best players to show their form. These next months, in February, March, April, May, these are when titles are won, and we need to win as many as possible. So I hope that all the boys, especially Ziyech, keep up this form. But also I have to give credit to Zolo from managing the team again, making sure that we don't lose. Like, even though you're following Thomas Tuchel's his wishes and his commandments in terms of when to make subs and such, it's just good to know that obviously you are making decisions and not changing, because just because Thomas Tuchel's at home and he's calling you and speaking to you, it doesn't mean that you necessarily have to listen. But it's just a good thing that you do, and really appreciate this, because you're taking charge in a crucial period where Thomas Tuchel not being there has an effect on Chelsea. But like we say, we have great coaches like you, and with guys like you around, we will never slip standards, because Thomas Tuchel has ingrained it into you. So that's just great. I'm happy to know that you are taking charge, and we're in safe hands until Thomas Tuchel returns. Hopefully he's back for the Club World Cup final. And well, yeah, man. But honestly, it's just a very tight match. I hope that on Saturday when we play in the Club World Cup final, it's not as tense. We can just win the game 2-3-0, even though it's highly unlikely, because when we play in these hot conditions, we can't expect all of our players to play on the same level, because we're not particularly accustomed to playing in 32-degree weather on a regular basis. So let's just hope that team doesn't feel tired or so, and we can just pattern in the next round. But that's going to be it from me for my match review. I'm going to be doing my player rating shortly. Check it out. And as always, thank you to everyone who likes, comments, shares, and subscribes to my channel. I am CFC_Blue, and I'm out. Peace. Come on, Chelsea. One step away from making history. Let's go.